Okay, so we're going over step and piecewise functions. We have the following assignment that is 5.9 AQR CK12, which is originally the 5.4 and 5.5 step and stepwise functions. We're going to submit 3 graphs. The first data is the Fujita scale is used to classify the intensity of tornadoes. Use the following information to complete the table and make a graph. Well, we can make a graph straight away. So let's go to the home screen here, make a new file. We're not going to save this one. And we're going to add a graph. And we're going to add a piece function. So go to the piece function key, and we choose this, and then we count the pieces. 0 to 5 is how many pieces, class? 0 to 5 is how many pieces? 6. Okay, there it is. Now, our first equation says that we are going to give a scale. The output is a scale. So we're going to say that's 0. Press the tab key. Then we're going to say that's from wind speeds from 40 to control equals less than or equal to 40. Then the variable is x. Then control equals again, and then it's 72. But notice that this is 72 and 73. I'm going to put less than 73 because I can't have a gap. So the way the information is presented here has a slight error. I'm going to fix that error. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is put a 1. So repeating myself, backing up a little bit, between the 9 and the book here is the catalog of functions. Is this catalog of functions by picture. I want to go to this top row, almost at the end right here, the piece function. It's a piecewise function. Remember, all step functions are piecewise functions. Not all piecewise functions are step functions, because it's going to be in pieces. Question is, how many pieces for the scale? There's 6. So I'm just going to go up like this. Alternatively, I could type a 6 using this. Up, down, 6. Then tab, enter. Now I'm going to just copy these numbers. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as my outputs. 0, tab, control equals. The bottom of the interval is 40, so put 40. After I tab, of course. I forgot to choose my, no, actually, I have to go click here. I put 40 first. Then control equals. Then the arrow to the left with the equals on it. Then my variable, which is x. Control equals again. The top of the interval is 72, but actually it's 73. Oops. Hold on. I had control equals. And then I have to choose less than, because I decided to underline my left and open my right. So as long as it's less than 73, I'm going to classify it as category 0. But then I press tab, and I'm going to say it's category 1. Press tab again. I'm going to say 73, control equals, and I'm going to match the symbol I used last time, which is less than or equal to, and x again, control equals again, less than, then the top of my interval, which is, I guess, 112 miles per hour.
Wouldn't you put 113?
That's a good question. Again, if I put 112, it's wrong, because I have to be up, I'll miss 112.5 and so on. So he's right. I should put 113.
Yeah.
These have to match. Tab. I'm not including 113. I'm just saying going up to and not including 113. Press tab, and now include for the next category 2. Press tab and put the 113 here, like so. And then control equals, include it by choosing less than or equal to. Press your X, control equal again, and then less than the next upper level thing, which is not 157, it's 158, reading the table. Then tab again. At this point, I'm seriously considering typing all these numbers, because I've had it before that I accidentally bump, I miss everything, and I have to start over. Very frustrating. But I'm going to gamble that I'll have the dexterity not to screw up. Tab. What's after 158? Nothing. It's 158. Because the last value here has to match the first value here. It's whether I include it or not, I control it by the control equals. And I decided I was going to make this the one with the equals. And then the next one doesn't have the equals. So it's control equals less than. Yeah? Then I got to go to the boundary, which is 207. And then tab it, and then write the next category. It can be a function, but this is just a level. Next level up. I'm going to tab this over, and I'm going to put the last number I wrote in my last boundary, which is 207, and include it by bringing control equals less than or equal to x, following the pattern. Control equals again, less than, and then the next boundary, which is 261. I can also use down arrow or left arrow. Tab's easier than 5. I like using tab. The next boundary is 261 because that was the last boundary I used. Again, controlling the axis to it. I wanted to include it at this level. And close out this interval. This time I'm going to include it 318 because I don't have a next level. 318 is the highest I've measured apparently in wind speed. And that's going to close out. This last line breaks the rule. I close both endpoints because there's no next. So that completes my domain. My domain goes from 40 all the way to 318. I press enter. I see nothing because I haven't set the window. Go to menu, graph window, menu 4, 41. And think, what is x again? X is wind speed. Could be negative 10. Tab. Go to 400 if you like. Because that's past 318. I can go by tens. 10 mile per hours. My minimum y is just a scale. So -2 as a space. It's not going to register as a scale. And 12 is to go above the scale that I have now. All right.
Can you go back?
Also, I can move this up here. It gives me some space. So it's 0 to 40 on the x, and -10 to 12 on the y. Okay, so let me pause this for a moment.
I'll hold that.
Let's look at the settings. You can either click on these numbers to change them, or go to menu 41. 41. That's the window settings, and there they are. -10 to 400. That's your wind speed, just for looks. And no, you need some space on the left. Put negative like 20, say, and then 400 is to get some space.
-2.
And I could also put 420 for like just to get some space. And then that's going by tens. Then -2 to 12, or if you want, oh, that's good. -5, 15 to widen it up some.
For X scale.
Well, did you go from 20 to 420?
Oh, no.
-20 to 420 by tens, yes.
-5 to 15, right?
That was good.
Okay.
Okay. So there it is. There it is. Menu, trace. Let's do the interpretation. Graph trace. So if the wind speed is 150, enter. It's category 2. If it's 200 miles per hour, I forgot to put 2. 0 is undefined. 200 I said. That's category 3. 300 miles per hour, is there such a thing? Yes, category 5. 400, undefined because there's no such thing as 400 miles per hour. It's way over here. You liar. 50 miles per hour, 40 miles per hour, it's category 0. Don't worry about that. 30 miles per hour, that's how fast I run on my bike. Undefined. The lowest is 40, which is this bar right here, which is hard to see in my graph here. That little bar right there. Okay. Maybe I should have done negative 20 here. See that better. Okay. Let's not belabor this. Okay. Oh, wrong setting. I meant to adjust the Y's. So I could control click this thing. I said control click this. And move this here. I still don't like it because I can't see this little. Oh, there it is. Anyway, that's just looks. Now let's do the Desmos version of this.
Wait, do we have to take a picture of this then?
I would. Now, let's go here. This is a nice activity, but not today. Close that. And dsmos.com. Try graphing. And let's put the table. Okay. Yes. Now we have this data from this lesson. Yes. We're going to do tornadoes. And it's 1 through 5, and here's the categories. So, can I separate this so I can see? Yes, I can. Okay. So moving this over so I can see. This is, actually, I don't need a table again. I need a function. So, W1, wind speed. Let's see, wait a minute, what's this called? Hurricane, right? Hurricane category. So which name should we call, this is called the, what's it called?
Tornadoes.
I'm going to copy and paste this here. And I'm going to put this note here. The SIRF scale is used to measure the intensity of hurricanes. And so I'm going to write intensity of hurricanes category 1 of X equals 1. Category 1 equals 1 for values of X. So for that, you have to click on here, if you recall, and put the curly brackets and then say 74 is less than. Where's the less than symbol? Here. Less than or equal to backspace, less than or equal to X. Less than, let's see, 95 or 96? Less than 96. I'm going to make sure that you, oops. Then enter that. That's the first category. So I'm going to concern myself with these statements. C2, X would be what? Class, what's C2 equal then?
What?
C2 of X would be equal to what then? Obviously, 2. Then I got to go over here and pick up the brackets. Press enter. C3 would equal what? Of X equals 3. Pick up the brackets. C4 of X equals 4. Pick up the brackets. Enter. C5 of X, whoops. C, where's the C? I lost the C. C. C5, parentheses, X equals, where to go? 5. So obvious. Those are the 5 categories, and I have to put the brackets. Now I'm going to go back and go up, fill those in. That's 74 to 96. Since I just said 96, I'm going to say 96 again. And I decided that I was going to put, that's the bottom, this is the bottom of the bracket, right? So I'm always going to put less than or equal in this case. The next. Then less than. The next one. What's after 96? 111? You see 96? It's 111, right? So I'm using these numbers. You see how I'm working? See that? Okay. So 96 to 111. Then 111. Oops. So that's right. 111 less than or equal to x less than. The next one is 131.
After taking that picture of the calculator, do we submit it?
Then 131
5 point.
less than or equal to x less than 156. Then above 156, greater than or equal to x. 156 less than or equal to x. So there's no above means there's nothing above that. So it keeps going out. Okay, so I think I'm done with that. Let's maximize that, see what it looks like. Now, we can zoom out. And there it is. Now we can be smart about this ourselves. Make this look nicer. Class, let's interpret the domain and range in this. First of all, let's open up. What's the x-axis label on this? What are we measuring? Class, what are we measuring here?
We're measuring
What did it say?
the intensity of burning speed.
Yeah, so, but how do we do that? By the speed of the wind? So it's wind speed
Yeah, wind speed.
in what measurement? Miles per hour? And this is the Saffir-Simpson scale. Is it scale or category?
Yeah.
I think it's category. That's why I've named them all C.
Okay.
So if I say it's a category 1,
Yeah.
it's because it was between 74 miles per hour and less than 96 miles per hour, for example. So that's the English. Oh, and I forgot to actually write down those numbers. Go to settings and say, X, your wind speed, how low can it go? Well, we only care about 0 and as high as, how high does it go? It goes forever, so let's go. Okay, see you next time. We'll finish the video. I'll post it. 400. Let's keep going. Now, so wind speed in miles per hour from 0 to 400, that's way too much. The scale, of course, -2, not because there's actually, I just need a spacer to 6. That's just space, so I can see. Step by 1, and this step by 50 miles per hour, maybe. So there it is. And we can see that 104, this point means it's 104 miles per hour. It's a category 2. Category 1 goes all the way to 96. It's not defined there. It's there. So typically on these things, when you draw them, they want you to put those points. So we could add a table for those points and label them at 96.2. How are we going to do that? 96. Actually, it's 74. Excuse me. At 74, 96, and 11, 131, 156. These are the boundary points. Categories are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we can decide what color to make that. Red's nice. Let's take a look. Or maybe black would be better. There you go. From there. And then jumps up here. So this is called a discontinuous function. It's also called a step function because there's look like steps, right? And so on. Recording. Okay. So let's title this 529 and 5455. That's not. It's just 54. Stepwise functions.